Some say the multiverse spirals like a vast dragon coil, each universe a scale shimmering with its own fate. Others whisper that destinies sometimes cross those scales, not through divine decree, but through a heartbeat too strong to obey the gods. Goku never understood why the memory of Caulifla lingered like a spark behind his ribs, not romantic, not simple, but something fiercer, a reflection of what he once was, a reminder of what he could still become. And Caulifla? She felt it too. The moment she clashed with him in the Tournament of Power, something ancient stirred in her blood, a hunger not for conquest, but for a horizon only he seemed able to reach. Across the silent void between Universe 7 and Universe 6, a bond formed, unspoken, forbidden, alive. Whis warned him that such things tempt imbalance, nudging the noses of gods of destruction, echoing into the fabric of angels. But will has a gravity all its own, and the Saiyan heart has never bowed to cosmic equilibrium. This is the story of the path Goku should not have walked, and why destiny could not let him turn away. Before we step through this fracture in fate, wanderer, remember to stay close to the flame. Legends breathe only when someone listens, and without you, even a Saiyan's memory can vanish into the void between universes. Stay, so our timelines never fall silent. Night settles over Mount Paozu like a soft curtain, yet Goku cannot rest. The stars hum faintly, as if whispering a name he pretends he doesn't hear. He sits alone on the ridge where the world curves gently into sky, his knees folded, his breath steady but shallow, the kind of rhythm a warrior falls into when he tries to quiet a storm inside himself. Caulifla. The thought forms without command, sliding into his mind like a familiar spark. He remembers her grin, reckless, sharp, blazing with pride. He remembers the sound of her ki, fierce and defiant, the kind of energy that doesn't ask the world for permission. During the Tournament of Power, he had sensed in her a mirror of his own past, a reflection of that younger Goku who stormed through every limit with nothing but instinct and wonder. He exhales, and the wind trembles. From behind him, a soft glow thickens the shadows. A staff taps gently against the ground. "You've been restless lately, Goku," Whis says, voice smooth and calm like the surface of a pond in winter. "Your spirit is stirring itself into knots." Goku grins without turning. "Heh, you can tell, huh?" "You shine brighter than most mortals," Whis replies, settling beside him. "Your emotions echo through your ki. Lately, that echo is irregular." He presses his hand to his chest, as if trying to steady something within. "It's just, I keep thinking about her, about that Saiyan from Universe 6, Caulifla." He expects teasing. Instead, the angel's expression dims. "Connections across universes," Whis murmurs, "are not unheard of, but they are dangerous. Souls are threads in a tapestry woven by the gods. If two threads from different realms pull too tightly, the fabric may warp."
Goku frowns. "But I'm not trying to break anything. He gazes upward at the sky, searching the constellations for a shape only he could know. I want to fight her again. I want to see how far she's gone. She pushes me in a way I haven't felt in years." Whis studies him with an unreadable sadness. Desire for growth is natural. But Goku, this is not merely battle instinct. Something in your ki reacts when you think of her. Something deep. Saiyan bonds are powerful and unpredictable. A rustle of anxiety pulses through Goku, but desire swallows it. "I just want to see her, that's all." Whis lifts his staff, and for a moment Goku wonders if the angel will forbid him outright. But Whis has never been a tyrant of will. He merely warns. "If you go, you must understand this truth. The gods will feel it. Beerus will not tolerate ripples across universes. And Champa, well, he is not known for restraint. Goku stands, stretching his limbs, his aura flickering like a candle stalked by wind. I'll be quick. I'll make sure nothing gets messed up. It'll be like I'm not even gone. Whis sighs. Mortals always say that right before destiny tilts. But he does not stop him. And Goku smiles. Not mischievous, not childish, but with a kind of clarity that comes only when a warrior decides he will answer his heart, whatever the gods may think. A silver ripple spirals into existence as Whis' staff taps the air. The dimensional veil thins, shimmering like water lit by moonlight. Goku steps forward, tasting the electricity of the unknown on his tongue. His pulse quickens. He thinks, just for a moment, just to see her progress. He steps through. Universe 6 greets him with a rush of colder wind, sharper than the breezes of his homeworld. Its sky is tinted differently. Deeper shades of violet, swirling like distant storms dreaming of birth. Goku breathes in the raw scent of alien mountains, feeling the tug of a familiar key somewhere in the distance. A spark ignites in him. She's close. He vanishes into the landscape, cutting through the air like a golden ember carried on the wind. With each kilometer crossed, Caulifla's energy grows clearer, wild, pulsing, arrogant in the way only a Saiyan with boundless hunger can be. She is training. The thought warms him. He crests a ridge, dust whirls around him, and there, in the heart of a cracked canyon, Caulifla stands amidst the tempest of her own energy, fists clenched, eyes burning with challenge even before she senses him fully. Her gaze snaps toward the cliff. He feels her shock. He feels her thrill. And then her grin widens, fierce as a rising sun. I knew I felt someone stupid enough to sneak across universes. Goku steps forward, and something in the multiverse quietly fractures. A meeting that should not happen. A bond the gods have no place for begins now. For a moment, the canyon holds its breath. Dust floats in the air like suspended ash, caught between two heartbeats. Caulifla wipes the sweat from her brow with the back of her wrist, her chest rising with the sharp rhythm of someone who has been pushing herself past exhaustion and daring the world to object.
Her aura flickers around her, a restless gold tinged with sparks of fierce white. Not a transformation, not yet, but the promise of one. Goku steps down into the canyon, each footfall stirring tiny swirls of red sand. He feels almost guilty for coming without warning, yet the grin she gives him dissolves any doubt, like sunlight breaking apart a storm cloud. "So," she says, cracking her neck to one side, "you finally showed up." Goku scratches his cheek. "Guess I did." Caulifla's eyes narrow. "You sneaked out of your universe, didn't you?" "Maybe a little." Her laugh rings through the canyon, bright and rebellious. "Figures. You never could resist a good fight." But beneath the defiance in her voice, Goku senses something else, a flicker of relief. Training alone, even with Kale nearby, cannot fill the void that only a rival of equal fire can ignite. Caulifla's spirit has always burned loud and hot, but now it coils tighter, like a blade refined by pressure. She circles him slowly, studying the way his ki hums. "You feel different," she mutters. "Calmer, stronger. Like your power is hiding in the back of your eyes." Goku shrugs lightly. "I've been trying to get better at that whole instinct thing." "You mean that shiny silver form?" "Whatever, show me." He laughs, rubbing the back of his head. "Oh, come on, I just got here." "You think I care? You come all the way across universes to stand around." She jabs a thumb toward her chest. "I'm not here to watch clouds with you, Goku. If you're going to break the rules, then don't waste my time." Goku's smile softens. Saiyans were simple creatures in the ways that mattered. They fought to understand themselves. They trained to overcome their limits. And they challenged the ones who stirred something unspoken in them. Caulifla embodies all of that. Raw, unfiltered, alive. He raises his hands into a loose guard, his grin widening. "All right then, let's see what you got." Her aura detonates outward, kicking up a storm of wind that sends ripples across the cracked earth. The gold light around her intensifies before she rockets forward, fist aimed straight for Goku's jaw. He blocks with the back of his wrist. The impact erupts through the canyon. Rock splits, sand blasts in every direction, and Caulifla laughs, delighted. "You didn't even flinch," she shouts. "Yeah, but that hurt," Goku replies lightly, pressing back against her fist. "Good!" Her eyes gleam with challenge. They vanish, clashing midair in a blur of strikes too fast for the mortal eye. Each collision shakes the canyon walls. Each shout echoes like thunder rolling across a storm-lit sea. Caulifla's punches are sharper than before, more controlled, more intentional, as if she has learned to carve power into precision. Goku can't help but admire her evolution. The fight drags them higher into the sky. Caulifla charges a spiraling burst of ki and hurls it with a ferocity that cracks the air around it. Goku swats it aside with an effortless twist, but even that simple movement draws her grin into something hungry. "You're holding back," she accuses.
Maybe, he admits. "Stop that!" And then she disappears, instinctive, fluid, reappearing behind him with a kick that forces him into a downward arc. He crashes into a distant plateau, dust exploding around him. When he stands, he meets her descending silhouette framed by the violet sky. She is radiant, she is unyielding, and she is waiting. He feels something like pride, something like expectation, something like resonance. He tightens his stance, letting the wind slip through his fingers. "All right, Caulifla, you asked for it." He breathes in, slow and deep. The world quiets. Silver heat stirs behind his eyes. Far away, too far to hear, a ripple extends through the cosmic fabric, nudging the awareness of angels. The first tremor of imbalance begins. The air vibrates as Goku lets the quiet swallow him. That stillness, the one that comes before ultra instinct, settles around his shoulders like frost forming on untouched glass. His heartbeat slows. His thoughts fade into a soft horizon inside his mind. Caulifla senses the shift instantly. Her grin falters, replaced with a spark of awe she tries to mask with bravado. "Oh, that's what you're going with?" she calls out, but her voice softens at the edges, revealing the truth, curiosity, and something dangerously close to admiration. Goku doesn't answer, his eyes open. Not silver yet, but approaching that threshold. A luminous sheen sweeps across his gaze, and the wind around him bends as if obeying an invisible command. Caulifla inhales sharply, her instinct screaming at her to move even as her pride urges her to stay. She doesn't back down. "Fine," she growls, golden aura flaring like a wildfire in storm winds. Her energy surges, the rocks beneath her feet buckle, sparks crawl along her arms as she pushes her Super Saiyan power to a limit she hasn't touched since the Tournament of Power. But Goku is already moving. He doesn't vanish with speed, he is simply not where he was. Caulifla blinks, and he's behind her. She whips around with a fist that slices through the air like a blade, but he leans just enough for the blow to brush harmlessly past his cheek. It infuriates her, but it also electrifies her. So that's what Ultra Instinct is. Let's see how long you can keep it up. She dives forward with a flurry of strikes, each one a ruthless testament to how far she's risen. Her punches grow sharper, her footing cleaner, her instinct more honed than he remembers. She may not have his calm, but she has fire, and fire never fears burning itself. Goku avoids every blow, his body gliding with effortless, unpredictable grace. There is no arrogance in his movements, only truth, only instinct, only that silent clarity that elevates him beyond thought. Caulifla snarls, hands blazing with gold. "Stop dodging and hit me!" Goku pivots, reaches out, and taps her forehead with 2 fingers.
Just a touch, barely a contact, yet the shockwave sends a spiral of dust roaring outward. Caulifla skids back 20 meters, boots digging trenches into the stone. She stops herself with a furious shout, shaking the sting out of her skull. "Are you kidding me?" Goku finally speaks, his voice level and oddly gentle. "You've gotten stronger, a lot stronger." The compliment lands deeper than she expects. Her fists loosen, her breath stumbles. "You really think so?" "I know so," he replies, stepping closer. Your spirit's louder, your energy sharper. You're not just chasing power anymore, you're building it. Caulifla blinks, stunned. Praise is rare for Saiyans. From a rival? From him. It hits like a strike to the chest. For the smallest moment, her guard dips. And in that moment, something inside her, something buried in instinct and pride and longing for worthy challenge, murmurs to her. This bond, this fight, it's different. She straightens her spine, refusing to let the tremor in her chest show. Tch, don't get soft on me. I'm still gonna beat you. Goku laughs, the sound bright, warm, unrestrained. Then come on. She charges. Their clash ignites the sky. Golden and silver sparks spray across the canyon walls. Shockwaves carve trenches through the air. Each punch, each kick, each exchange speaks the truth neither will say aloud. They're equals in spirit, if not in mastery. And that equality is dangerous, because equality is resonance, and resonance is a tether. Far beyond Universe 6, in a divine palace where stillness reigns eternal, Whis pauses mid-step. A shiver crossed through his staff. In another realm, Vados turns her head toward the void between universes. Her expression tightens. Something has shifted. And in Universe 7, Beerus stirs in his sleep, a low growl rumbling in his chest. Goku and Caulifla clash again, unaware that their bond has just brushed the edge of the divine. Their fists collide. A burst of light erupts upward, enough to shake the canyon, enough to send a ripple screaming across dimensional seams. Caulifla feels the shockwave in her bones, her eyes widening. What was that? Goku's gaze flickers skyward, silver light dancing in his pupils. Something is coming. Something born not from gods, but from the forbidden flame between two Saiyan spirits. The canyon shakes, the sky bends, and the multiverse listens. The light from their clash expands faster than either of them can react. For a heartbeat, the canyon is swallowed in a blinding white flare as if the universe itself is trying to erase the moment before it can exist. Goku instinctively shields Caulifla with a twist of his body, pulling her close as the shockwave tears across the sky. When the brilliance fades, the ground beneath them has transformed. What once was a jagged canyon now bears a vast crater carved by the collision of two wills that should never have met again. Dust rises like smoke from a dying star. Caulifla shoves him away with a scowl, far weaker than her pride demands. Oi, I don't need saving. Goku laughs softly, rubbing the back of his head. Yeah, but you were pretty close to that blast.
She clicks her tongue, refusing to admit the truth. But her eyes soften for a flicker, just a flicker, at the idea that he moved without thought, not out of condescension, but out of instinct. Her gaze rises to the sky, widening as she notices the strange distortions that linger above the crater. The air ripples like a disturbed lake, shimmering with unstable colors, as though the fabric of space is struggling to repair itself. What is that? She breathes. Goku narrows his eyes. That's not normal, even for us. Caulifla hops onto a boulder, balancing with the unconscious grace of a predator. Did we tear something? Before he can answer, the sky shudders again, but this time not from them. A distant hum rolls across the atmosphere, subtle yet heavy, like the toll of a cosmic bell warning of an approaching storm. Goku stiffens. His ultra instinct glow fades completely, replaced by a deeper, older alertness, a sensation he has only felt 3 times in his life, when facing Beerus, when sensing Jiren's true power, and when standing before the Grand Priest. Caulifla senses it too, though her body interprets it differently, not as fear, but as the instinctive tension that comes when a larger predator enters the territory. She leaps down, dust swirling around her ankles. Goku, what did you bring with you? Goku opens his mouth, but the sky answers for him. A thin vertical slit appears high above, stretching open like an eye awakening. No light spills out, only a cold, divine pressure that slams into the canyon, pressing the air flat, forcing the dust back to the ground. Caulifla duddles over slightly, gritting her teeth. What is this? Goku's voice is calm, but grave. Angel energy. The slit widens. Then a tall, graceful silhouette descends through the breach,
staff tapping softly against the air that bends beneath its presence. Vados. Her feet touch the ground without sound. Her eyes, serene but carrying a weight older than galaxies, sweep over the crater, over Goku, over Caulifla. Not angry, not shocked, but deeply aware. Her voice carries like a whisper that somehow fills the entire canyon. Son Goku, your trespass grows louder. Caulifla steps in front of Goku on instinct, fists clenched. Back off. He didn't do anything wrong. Vados tilts her head gently, as one might toward a child speaking bravely in a storm. And yet, the universe trembles. Goku places a steadying hand on Caulifla's shoulder. It's okay. Vados approaches them, her staff gliding easily behind her. You must return to Universe 7 immediately. Every moment you remain widens the imbalance. Caulifla's aura crackles. He's not leaving. Vados' eyes settle on her. Not cruel, but absolute. Child of Saiyan blood, this is not a matter of choice. Goku steps forward slowly, placing himself between them. Give me a little more time. Just a bit. I won't cause trouble. I just wanted to train, that's all. Vados examines him, and for the first time, her composure wavers, a subtle tremor in her voice, almost human.
Your bond with this girl is amplifying your ki in unpredictable ways. When two Saiyan souls resonate, they create distortions. Distortions even the gods fear to name. Caulifla's breath catches. Bond? What bond? But her voice dies as she realizes something unspoken has been coiling around their energy since the moment he arrived. Goku lowers his head slightly, not in shame, not in defiance, but in a rare acceptance. You're saying this is my fault? I am saying, Vados replies, that the thread between you has become too strong, strong enough that the universe itself is listening. A breeze rolls through the silent canyon. Caulifla's fists shake. So what? You gonna separate us? Vados doesn't answer, because she doesn't have to. The rift behind her deepens, a tear in the veil that only gets harder to close with each beat of their hearts. Goku looks at Caulifla, and for the first time since he stepped into Universe 6, he feels the weight of a choice tightening around him. Stay and break the rules of gods, or leave and sever something he cannot name. The canyon holds its breath. The multiverse waits. The rift above the canyon seals itself slowly, its final shimmer dissolving like frost under sunlight. Yet the pressure it leaves behind hangs thick in the air, a reminder that the gods have turned their gaze toward this quiet corner of Universe 6. When Vados disappears into the last thread of light, silence floods the world she leaves behind. Goku stands motionless for a long moment, staring at the sky where she vanished. His chest feels heavier than it should, not from fear, not from guilt, but from the strange ache of unfinished instinct. Caulifla paces behind him, energy snapping around her like sparks refusing to die. Damn angel, acting like she owns the place, acting like She bites off the rest, jaw tightening. Goku finally turns to her. You okay? Her head jerks toward him as if the question is an insult. Me? I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. What, they're gonna lock you up in your universe for wanting a good fight? He chuckles, but the sound doesn't reach his eyes. It's not that simple. Sure it is. You came here because you wanted to see how strong I've gotten. And She stops. Her throat works. I wanted that too. The way she says it, stripped of bravado, almost raw, makes something quiet open inside him. He doesn't answer right away, not because he doubts it, but because he feels it too. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of shattered stone and distant storms. Caulifla crosses her arms and glares at the ridge where Vados stood. What does she mean, bond? Anyway, like I'm tied to you or something? Goku tilts his head, thinking.
Saiyans sometimes sync up when they fight together, or when they push each other really hard. It's like our instincts talk to each other. Talk? Caulifla snorts. Then why does it feel more like they're yelling? Goku grins. Because your instinct's loud. For the first time since Vados arrived, Caulifla laughs, a short, sharp burst that cracks the tension and lets a little warmth bleed back into the air. She drops onto a boulder, elbows on her knees, eyes drifting to the crater they made together. You know, I never had anyone who could keep up with me. Not before Kale, not after, not even Kaba. They're strong, but they don't get it. That hunger, that climb. Goku sits beside her, legs folding easily. I get it. She looks at him, really looks, and something uncertain flickers in her eyes. Yeah, you do. A beat passes. 2 Saiyan heartbeats, restless and pounding. Then Caulifla suddenly leans back, hands braced behind her. So what now? You gonna run back because some angel said so? I didn't say that. Good, because I'm not done with you. A smirk curls her mouth, but under her bravado, a truth hums in her key, a truth Goku senses like a pulse hitting his fingertips. She doesn't want him to leave. Not because of pride, not even because of rivalry, but because something in her understands what Vados feared to name. And Goku, he feels it too. He sighs, lifting his eyes towards the violet sky. If I stay too long, Beerus might notice. And if Beerus notices, what, he gonna destroy your planet? Well, maybe. Caulifla throws her hands up. Man, your gods are crazy. He can't argue with that. Before he can reply, Caulifla stands abruptly. Fine, then we train fast, hard, no holding back. If the gods want to complain, they can fight me. Goku brightens. You really think you can take on a god of destruction? She steps close, far closer than before, her aura flickering against his chest. No, but if they're going to take you away from me, they better come prepared. His breath catches, and the canyon falls silent again. Not the silence of distance, the silence of something forming. A choice, a bond, a resonance strong enough to make the universe tremble. But before Goku can respond, before either of them can name the thing growing between them, a tremor runs through the ground. Caulifla stiffens. Goku rises instantly. What was that? She snaps. Goku's eyes narrow. He feels something approaching. Not divine, not angelic. Something raw. Something wild. Something jealous. A familiar key surges across the horizon, heavy, unstable, trembling with desperation. Kale. And she is not calm. The wind screams as a green aura rises in the distance like a tidal wave preparing to break. Caulifla mutters under her breath, "Oh, hell." Goku sets his stance, silver instinct flickering beneath the surface of his eyes. The storm of the legendary Saiyan is coming. The sky fractures with a howl of emerald light as Kale's aura tears over the horizon. Even from kilometers away, the ground shudders under the weight of her power, pebbles rattling across the scorched canyon floor. The air thickens, charged with the static of a ki born not from fury, but fear. Caulifla stiffens. Damn it, she felt it. Goku glances at her. The fight? No, she mutters, biting her lip. You, she felt you. There's something almost painful in her voice, not annoyance, not embarrassment, but a deeper emotion trapped beneath pride. Goku senses it clearly, though he wouldn't dare try to put it into words. Not yet. The plateau shakes again, as Kale lands on a distant ridge, her boots carving a crater beneath her. Her hair flares upward in ragged green waves, her pupils shrunken to bright pinpoints. She's hovering on the edge of her berserker state, one step from losing control. Caulifla? She calls, voice trembling under the strain of her rising power. Where is he? Caulifla steps forward, lifting her chin. Kale! Calm down! It's okay! But the reassurance hits a storm already spinning too fast to tame. Kale's breaths come ragged, sharp, desperate. Her gaze snaps repeatedly between Caulifla and Goku, her aura flaring like a wounded animal baring its teeth. He came back.
You didn't tell me. You didn't call me. You didn't—" Her voice fractures. The ground beneath her splinters. Caulifla slares under her breath. This isn't jealousy, it's panic. Goku takes a step back, hands raised gently. Kale, hey, it's all right. I'm not here to cause trouble. But the sound of his voice only accelerates her heartbeat. Her ki spikes violently, swirling faster, tightening, compressing like a collapsing star. Caulifla jumps in front of him. Look at me, Kale! Focus! But Kale's instincts are too loud. She isn't angry at Caulifla. She isn't angry at Goku. She's terrified of losing the one bond that ever grounded her, and she doesn't know how to fight the emotion strangling her chest. Goku recognizes it instantly. He's seen this type of power before, in Broly, in himself once upon a time, when instinct was sharper than thought. Caulifla, she's going to transform. No! Caulifla shakes her head. Not here, not now. I can control her. I can. But even Caulifla doesn't fully believe it. A roar rips from Kale's throat, raw, pained, ripping through the canyon like thunder. Her aura detonates, painting the sky with blinding sheets of green. The air pulses outward in a violent shockwave, forcing Goku to skid back across the gravel. He regains his footing instantly. Caulifla doesn't move. She stands in front of Kale, refusing to yield, refusing to believe Kale must break to be saved. Kale, listen to me, she shouts over the storm. You're not losing me. You never were. The words hit Kale like lightning. For a moment, her aura flickers. The wildness stumbles, hesitating. But then her eyes slide to Goku again. A supernova of green erupts. Kale explodes into her legendary form. The canyon vanishes under the blast. Entire cliffs collapse. A storm of emerald keys sweeps outward, shredding the landscape. Goku leaps into the air as a chunk of rock the size of a house disintegrates under the pressure. Caulifla braces herself, gritting her teeth as the shockwave slams into her. Kale, please! But Kale's scream drowns everything. She stands in the center of a spiraling crater, her hair a raging waterfall of green fire, her muscles swelled, her aura violent enough to distort the sky. The ground shakes under every breath she takes. And then her gaze finds Goku. She moves, a blur of green, a sonic crack in the air. Goku barely gets his arms up before Kale punches him across the canyon, sending him crashing through 2 plateaus and into a third. Dust clouds erupt in the distance. Caulifla's heart lurches. Goku! But the ground splits beneath her as Kale charges again. Damn it! Caulifla shouts as she leaps aside, her aura flaring. Kale, stop! Kale doesn't hear her. Or maybe she hears too much. Goku bursts from the rubble, landing lightly on a fractured ridge as the dust settles around him. He wipes a smear of blood from the corner of his mouth, eyes focused, calm. Kale, he murmurs softly, you're stronger than before. The Green Titan screams his name, not with hatred, but with raw, agonizing confusion, and launches herself at him again. Caulifla races toward them, desperation burning in her voice. Goku, don't hurt her! He nods once. No fear, no anger, only resolve. I won't. He lowers his stance, letting his breathing slow, letting instinct rise, not the silver kind, but the warm, steady intuition born from countless battles fought with compassion. Kale's fist descends like a meteor. Goku steps forward. He meets her fist with his palm, gently, impossibly gently, catching the blow that could shatter mountains. Her eyes widen. His voice is calm, like a hand placed on a trembling shoulder. Kale, we're not your enemies. And for the first time since transforming, something in Kale's wild eyes flickers. Not control, not clarity, something deeper. Something broken, trying to understand. The canyon holds its breath. Saiyan instinct meets Saiyan turmoil, and the resonance between Goku and Caulifla, the bond Vados feared, pulses again, brighter than before. for a heartbeat. Kale's fist trembles inside Goku's open palm. Her strength is overwhelming, a rolling tide of berserker instinct, but beneath it he feels something fragile, almost childlike, thrashing against its own chains. Her breath comes in ragged, uneven bursts. Each inhale threatens to send her spiraling further out of control. Caulifla lands behind her, boots grinding against cracked stone. Kale, listen to him. He's not here to take anything from you. But Kale doesn't hear her, or maybe she hears too much. The green aura flares violently, doubling in size. Goku's shoulders tense under the pressure as the ground floor begins to sink from the sheer density of Kale's power. Pebbles vibrate, then liquefy into dust under her feet. A raw growl rips from her throat. Kale, Goku murmurs, voice steady. I know this feeling, when everything inside you's too loud to understand, when your power pushes you instead of the other way around. She snarls and pushes down harder, her fist straining against his palm. I've been there, he says. Her movement falters, not physically, emotionally.
Caulifla's voice breaks through the crack in Kale's rage. Hey, big dummy, look at me. Kale twists her head just an inch. Caulifla steps closer, slowly, like approaching a wounded beast. You're scared, she whispers. Aren't you? A whimper escapes Kale's throat, so soft it almost disappears beneath the roar of her energy. That softness hurts Caulifla more than the aura burns her skin. Goku releases Kale's fist gently, stepping back. He doesn't flee, he gives her space. Enough to breathe, enough to fall apart without striking him through instinct alone. Kale drops to her knees, clutching her head as her aura spirals violently. I thought you'd leave me. Her voice distorts, fractured under power she can't contain. Caulifla, Goku, I felt you both, and it hurt. Caulifla kneels beside her, grabbing her shoulders despite the electric burn of Kale's aura. Idiot. I wasn't leaving you. I never will. You hear me? Kale's breathing stutters. The green light dims. Not much, but enough to expose her face beneath the wild glow. Tears mixed with sweat. Her lips tremble. But he came for you. The words echo through the canyon. Goku freezes. Caulifla's hands tighten. Kale, Caulifla says firmly, he came to fight. Because he's a battle freak, because I'm strong. That's it. Kale looks up at her with that broken, terrified innocence only she carries. That's not all you felt. Caulifla flinches. Goku's eyes widen just slightly. The wind moves around him, shifting as if listening to the confession trapped between three Saiyan hearts. Kale's voice is small, trembling with truth she never meant to reveal. Your ki changed when he showed up. You changed. Caulifla's breath hitches. Caulifla. Goku steps forward, kneeling so he's at their level. He doesn't touch them, not yet. He simply lowers his voice. Kale, nothing about this means you lose, Caulifla. Kale shakes her head violently. You don't understand. My power, it keeps growing. It breaks everything. What if it breaks that too? The ground trembles as another surge of aura rises in her chest. Goku immediately reaches out, not to restrain but to stabilize. He places 2 fingers gently on her sternum, his touch light as a breeze. His ki flows outward, calm and soothing like a warm hand on a frantic heartbeat. Kale gasps. Her aura stutters. The storm falters. Goku speaks softly, each word sinking like an anchor into turbulent water. Your power won't break anything today or tomorrow, because you're not alone. Kale's breath shakes. Her aura shrinks slowly, reluctantly like a beast returning to its den. Caulifla slides a hand up Kale's back. You're mine, Kale. My girl, my teammate, my family. Nothing changes that, ever. Kale's shoulders shake. But Goku. Caulifla glances briefly at Goku, and for the first time, there is no bravado in her expression, only vulnerability stitched with clarity. He's something else.
She swallows. He pushes me. He scares me. He lifts me up. I don't know what that means yet.
Goku feels the words hit him like a soft strike to the chest. Not painful, but heavy. Caulifla continues, voice shaking. But whatever it is, it won't replace you. Kale's aura dims fully, falling to embers around her feet. Her legendary form unwinds, her muscles shrinking, her hair settling back into dark strands. She slumps forward, leaning into Caulifla's arms, exhausted and trembling, but present. Goku watches, his heart steadying as the storm settles. He doesn't speak, because something deep in his instincts, deeper than Ultra Instinct, deeper than godly power, understands. This bond between them, it isn't a rivalry, it isn't a romance, it isn't a simple friendship. It is something the Saiyan race has never known how to name, something ancient, something powerful, something dangerous. When Kale finally lifts her head, her eyes are clearer, soft, apologetic, afraid. I didn't mean to hurt you. Goku shakes his head. You didn't. Caulifla touches Kale's cheek, smiling with that fierce loyalty only she can wield. Come on, let's get you stable. But as the dust settles, a distant ripple tugs at Goku's senses, faint, but familiar. Beerus is waking, and he is not waking quietly. A hush settles over the shattered canyon, the kind that follows the fading echo of a storm. Kale leans heavily against Caulifla, her breaths slow, trembling, but no longer ragged. The emerald glow that had threatened to tear open the sky now flickers harmlessly around her ankles like dying embers. She's exhausted, not from battle, but from emotion. Caulifla brushes a thumb across Kale's cheek, fiercely protective. You're all right now. I've got you. Kale nods weakly. I'm sorry. Goku offers her a gentle smile. You don't have to be. But even as he says it, something inside him tightens. Not because of Kale's outburst, but because of the distant ripple twisting through the fabric of Universe 7. Faint, rhythmic, pulsing with a familiar irritation. A god's irritation. Caulifla notices his glance toward the sky. What is it? Goku hesitates. Beerus. Kale tenses in Caulifla's arms. The destroyer? Yeah, Goku mutters, rubbing his neck. He's waking up. The air thickens. Even the dust seems to pause mid-fall. Caulifla stands, adjusting Kale so she's balanced on her shoulder. How can you tell? Goku gestures vaguely toward the sky. When he's annoyed, his energy kinda buzzes through the universe, like static. I felt it enough to know when he's mad. Caulifla grimaces. You mean he's mad because of this? Goku kicks a pebble aside. Probably. Kale swallows hard. Because you came here? Because I stayed too long. Because this fight got too big. Because the gods felt it. He doesn't say the rest, but Caulifla hears it in the silence between his words. Because of us. She lowers Kale gently onto a stable rock, smoothing her hair back with a tenderness that softens her usually sharp demeanor. Then she steps toward Goku, stopping just a breath away. The canyon wind brushes between them like a ghost trying to separate two flames. So what? She says quietly. He's your god, not mine.
Goku chuckles weakly. He'll come anyway. Caulifla's jaw tightens. Let him. But Goku shakes his head. This isn't a battle you can win by punching harder. She opens her mouth to argue, because of course she does, but then Kale shifts behind her, her weak voice trembling through the air. Caulifla, don't fight him. The plea hangs fragile in the silence. Caulifla's teeth grit. I'm not scared of some purple cat with an ego problem. Goku steps closer, lowering his voice. This isn't about fear. It's about consequences. His sincerity, the gravity in his voice, roots her to the spot. Her aura flickers, dimming from a storm to a restless spark. What are you trying to say? She whispers. Goku's gaze drifts to the crater they created together. I wasn't supposed to be here, and the longer I stay, the more the universe is pushed back. Caulifla's expression hardens in a way he's never seen before. Not fierce, not proud, wounded. So you're leaving? It isn't a question. It's an accusation. Goku freezes, stunned by the tremor in her voice. No, he says immediately. I didn't say that. But you felt it the moment she jerks her chin toward the sky where Vados vanished. Showed up. You felt it. The pressure. The warning. Goku doesn't deny it. Because he can't. Caulifla steps closer, voice low and burning. Every time I get stronger, I feel you pulling me up with you. Every time I fight you, I feel like I'm finally alive. And you're telling me you're gonna walk away now because you're scared of some god waking up cranky? Goku's heart pounds. Caulifla, it's not about fear. Then what? She demands. He inhales slowly, his voice steadies, and when he speaks, it carries a weight she's never heard from him. It's about the universe bending when we get too close. Caulifla breathing for a moment. Kale watches them with wide, frightened eyes, her fragile calm threatened by the tension thickening around them. Goku continues softly. Whis warned me. Vados warned us. The gods feel it. That connection. Caulifla flinches. Kale closes her eyes. What connection? Caulifla forces out, though she already knows. Goku meets her gaze, not with shyness, not with arrogance, with truth. The one that makes my ki sync with yours easier than it should. Her lips part, her pulse spikes. The canyon seems to narrow to just the two of them. He adds, quieter, the one that made the universe shake when we fought. Her voice drops to a whisper. And what? Goku swallows, wrestling with the truth even he has trouble naming. And if I stay, it'll keep growing. The words land with the weight of a star collapsing. Kale looks between them, a soft ache in her eyes, not jealousy this time, but fear of what this bond might demand. Caulifla's voice cracks. And what if I don't want it to stop growing, huh? Goku's breath hitches. She steps closer, so close her aura brushes his skin.
What if I want more? The canyon falls silent. No wind, no sound. Only the tremor of two hearts threatening to tear open the seam of fate. Goku whispers, Caulifla. She grabs the front of his gi with shaking hands. Don't leave! And before he can answer, before he can explain, before he can choose, a deafening crack splits the sky. A purple comet of divine ki slashes downward, shaking the clouds. Beerus has arrived, and he is furious. The sky tears open like fabric caught in a god's hand. A vortex of violet ki spirals downward, roaring with divine pressure that crushes the air itself. Rocks crumble, dust rolls in choking waves, even the light bends, distorting around the descending presence. Caulifla instinctively steps in front of Kale, her boots carving trenches in the ground as she braces. Goku's breath catches. Beerus emerges from the rift like a phantom of destruction, floating effortlessly above the canyon floor. His pupils are razor thin, glowing with a fury that trembles through the stones. His tail lashes behind him like a whip starving for targets. Whis arrives seconds later, descending gently behind him, serene but visibly tense. The angel's gaze lands on Goku first, and in that silent exchange, Goku understands the truth. Whis did not bring Beerus here. Beerus woke by force of instinct, divine instinct, sensing Goku's presence where it did not belong. The god of destruction scans the shattered canyon, his expression twisting with disgust. Son Goku! Beerus's voice is soft, but the softness is more terrifying than any roar. Just how stupid are you? Goku lifts his hands in a calming gesture. Beerus, listen! No! The word detonates across the canyon, shaking loose boulders from distant cliffs. I will not listen to excuses from the universe's most troublesome mortal. Caulifla bristles. Hey, watch your mouth, cat! Beerus turns his head, ears twitching. Slowly, deliberately. His gaze lands on Caulifla, and the surprise in his expression is brief but unmistakable. Oh, the insolent one. Caulifla's aura flares. Say that again? But Goku steps in front of her. Not to protect her, to protect Beerus from her pride and her pride from Beerus's wrath. Please, Goku murmurs, let me talk. I'm the one who messed up. Beerus smiles, a thin, cold smile that carries no kindness, no patience, no restraint. Oh, trust me, I intend to let you talk. The god floats lower, the pressure thickening, suffocating. But first, allow me to ask, why is your ki fused with that girl's? Caulifla stiffens. Fused? What the hell does that mean? Whis finally speaks, voice low with disappointment. Your energies are resonating, strongly, dangerously, enough to distort boundaries between universes. Caulifla scoffs. So what? We trained. Big deal. Beerus snarls. You trained long enough to make my whiskers itch from across realities. He points a clawed finger at Goku. Do you have any idea what you've done? Goku exhales slowly. I never wanted this to cause trouble. I just wanted to see her progress.
Beerus's aura swells violently. Your childish desires do not outweigh the equilibrium of gods. The words stab into Caulifla's chest harder than any punch. Goku clenches his fists. She's not the problem. I'm the one who— No, Beerus snaps. The problem is that your energies amplify each other in ways that defy universal boundaries. A Saiyan bond across universes? Absurd, reckless, and destabilizing. Kale, trembling behind Caulifla, whispers, Bond? Caulifla's cheeks burn with heat she refuses to identify. It's not a bond, he's just— Beerus cuts her off with a flick of his hand. The gesture carries enough force to send Caulifla skidding backward 3 meters, stumbling to one knee as the air crushes around her. Goku's eyes ignite with fury. Beerus! He moves before he thinks, instinct sharper than reason, catching Caulifla by the wrist before she hits the ground. His grip is firm, steady, protective in a way that sends a spark racing through both their ki. That spark reaches Beerus, and his expression darkens further. A bond, indeed. This is worse than I thought. Whis lifts his staff, voice cautious. Lord Beerus, restraint. No, Beerus snarls, aura flaring like a sun collapsing. This ends now. He thrusts his hand forward. A sphere of purple destruction energy forms, trembling with annihilation. A blast not meant to kill Goku, not meant to destroy Caulifla, but to sever the connection between them, permanently. Whis's eyes widen. Lord Beerus! Goku acts instantly. He pushes Caulifla behind him and raises both hands, summoning a barrier of blue ki, thin, unsteady, but fueled by instinct, sharper than ultra instinct, deeper than Super Saiyan, older than godly technique. Beerus fires. The universe seems to scream. The sphere slams into Goku's barrier, rattling the canyon with deafening force. The ground splits, mountains crumble. Kale cries out. Caulifla reaches for him but cannot get close. The shockwave pushes her back like a hurricane. Goku grits his teeth, knees buckling, sweat pouring down his face. I won't let you hurt her. The barrier cracks. Beerus growls. You overstep your place, mortal. The barrier shatters. Caulifla screams his name, and an explosion of silver light erupts from Goku's body, swallowing the blast whole. A perfect sphere of shimmering energy pulses outward, distorting the air like heat over molten metal. Goku lifts his head. His eyes are not fully silver, not fully black. They flicker, silver, threaded with crimson. Beerus steps back, startled. Whis's breath catches. Caulifla stares, stunned. This is not Ultra Instinct. This is not Super Saiyan. This is the beginning of the resonance Vados warned of. A power born between universes. And Goku whispers, breath trembling, voice deeper than before.
Don't threaten her again. The silver-crimson glow radiating from Goku isn't violent. It isn't wild. It simply is. A presence so unlike his previous transformations that even the dust in the air seems to slow, unsure whether it should dare to move around him.
Beerus stares down at him, ears folded back, tail stiff. A god who has seen millennia of power shifts feels something he has not felt since the rise of Super Saiyan God, unease. Whis studies the glow with a kind of horrified fascination. Remarkable. Goku, you've tapped into an instinct outside your own universe's flow. This is... He stops himself, eyes narrowing. This should not be possible. Caulifla's heart slams in her chest. She steps toward him, her voice low, trembling with a strange mix of fear and awe. Goku? What is that? Goku doesn't answer immediately. Because he doesn't know. All he knows is this: when Beerus threatened Caulifla, something inside him snapped open, not in anger, but in clarity. A pull, a resonance, the same flicker he felt when he first arrived, now amplified tenfold. He breathes slowly, the silver-red shimmer pulsing with each exhale. I don't know what this is, he says softly, but it came from her ki, from mine, from the clash between us. Kale clutches Caulifla's arm. It's our fault? Goku shakes his head. No, it's not anyone's fault. Beerus snarls. It is a fault, a cosmic one. Power that bridges universes cannot exist. Do you mean to unravel the order of gods? Goku rises to his feet slowly, the new glow humming around him like the breath of a star. I didn't ask for this power, but I won't let you hurt Caulifla because of it. Caulifla's breath catches. Beerus bares his fangs. Watch how you speak to me, Saiyan. I'm not threatening you, Goku says, stepping forward. The ground doesn't crack under his weight. It softens, as if gravity itself yields around him. I'm saying I'll protect her. Caulifla's chest tightens. Kale grips her tighter. Whis tightens his fingers around his staff. Beerus's eyes flare white with fury. You insolent little... He hurls another blast of Hakai energy, larger, darker, enough to erase a mountain range. It streaks toward Goku like the breath of annihilation itself. Caulifla screams, Goku! But he doesn't dodge. He steps into it. The silver-crimson aura ripples outward, not resisting the energy, absorbing it. Hakai energy worms into the glow, hissing as if submerged in holy water. Silver light wraps around the destruction sphere like vines claiming a dying planet. And then, the Hakai dissolves. Beerus's eyes go wide. Impossible. Whis whispers. He didn't resist the energy. He nullified it. Caulifla stares at Goku as if seeing him for the first time. Goku, that power, it came from us? Goku turns slightly toward her. From the fight. From everything that's been building. From something we didn't know we were creating. Caulifla steps forward, her voice almost a whisper of disbelief. It came from us together? A tremor passes through the canyon, not from destruction, but from fate shifting under their feet.
Beerus hovers lower, fury replaced by something far more dangerous, concern. Whis, he says tightly, explain this, now. Whis glides beside him, eyes focused sharply on the aura swirling around Goku. Lord Beerus. When Goku and Caulifla pushed each other beyond instinct, beyond technique, their ki began to resonate. Saiyan will responds to emotional catalysts. This level of resonance is unprecedented. Speak plainly, Beerus growls. Whis inhales slowly. Their bond is generating a new state of being. Not a fusion, not ultra instinct, not divine power. Something in between. Something that behaves like instinct shared across two souls. Beerus's claws tense. Shared instinct between universes. Whis nods. A pathway neither angel nor god has ever permitted to exist.
Caulifla feels the world tilt under the weight of Whis' words. She looks at Goku in a way she never has, not like a rival, not like a threat, not like a challenge, like a mirror, reflecting a truth she didn't know she carried. Goku takes a step forward, the glow sharpening. Beerus, I don't want to fight you. Beerus lifts his hand. You may not have a choice. Kale gasps. Caulifla snarls, fists rising. You want to kill him? You'll have to go through me. Kale too, Kale whispers, stepping beside her, still shaken, still trembling, but standing. Beerus's eyes widen. You'd defy a god? Caulifla lifts her chin, fire blazing in her eyes. I'd defy the whole damn multiverse if it means not letting you take him. Goku looks at her, truly looks, and something inside him shifts. Not power, not instinct. Something human, something ancient, something he can't name. Whis steps forward finally, raising his staff between the two sides. Lord Beerus, Goku, Caulifla, Kale, this cannot escalate. If it does, the universes will tear. The silver-red aura around Goku flares subtly, responding to the tension. The canyon pulses with fate, and the multiverse holds its breath as the line between mortal and God is drawn tighter, thinner, sharper than ever before. For a long moment, no one moves. The canyon feels suspended between heartbeats, as if the universe itself hesitates to witness what comes next. Beerus hovers above the fractured ground, claws flexed, violet aura crackling like a storm, hungry for release. Caulifla and Kale stand shoulder to shoulder, battered but unyielding. And Goku stands between both sides, glowing with a light the cosmos has no name for. Silver, threaded with crimson. Instinct, braided with emotion. A resonance born from two Saiyan souls, pulling each other toward a horizon neither could reach alone. Whis brings his staff down lightly on the air. Tap. The sound echoes like a bell inside the bones of the world. Enough, Whis says, softly. But softly, for an angel, is a command older than galaxies. If this continues, Lord Beerus will act in ways he cannot reverse, and Goku will respond in ways he cannot control. The silver, crimson aura around Goku flickers uncertainly at the truth buried inside Whis' words.
Beerus sneers. Do not imply that this mortal could challenge me. But he already has, Whis replies, turning his eyes toward Goku. Not in strength, in resonance. The canyon wind stills. Caulifla scowls. Resonance again. What does that even mean? Whis' gaze shifts toward her. Your spirits are entangled. Caulifla almost chokes. We are what? Kale? Kale looks up at Caulifla, her voice cracking. Does that mean? Whis gestures with a slow sweep of his hand. When two Saiyans push each other beyond instinct, through battle, through desire, through emotional gravity, their ki harmonizes. It is rare even within a single universe, across universes. His eyes darken. It should be impossible. Caulifla's voice shakes with a defiant mix of anger and something she refuses to name. So what? We train, we fight, we grow. You saying that's forbidden now? Beerus rises higher, aura flaring. It is forbidden when it distorts the balance between universes. Goku steps forward, his glow intensifying just enough to bend the shadows around him. That balance isn't breaking because of us. It's reacting. Something is changing. I don't know why, but we didn't choose this.
Beerus growls. Intent is irrelevant. Consequence is absolute. Kale shivers violently. Caulifla balls her fists so hard her knuckles turned white. Goku's jaw tightens. Whis lifts his staff again, drawing a faint circle of light in the air. There is only one way to determine the nature of this resonance. He looks at Goku. You must suppress it. Goku hesitates. Suppress it? Suppress the connection that had saved Caulifla moments ago? The instinct that rose to shield her without thought? The flow of power that had felt right? He tries anyway. He closes his eyes. Breath slows. Aura dims slightly, then stutters violently. His chest tightens. The aura flares back, brighter, stronger. Caulifla's breath catches. Kale gasps. Goku? Whis tilts his head in concern. You cannot suppress it. Goku opens his eyes, silver and crimson flickering like twin embers. I don't think it's mine alone. It's ours. Caulifla's cheeks flush with heat, but she doesn't break her stance. So what? That's not a crime. Beerus snaps. It is a cosmic threat. Goku's glow pulses sharply, answering the spike of Beerus's rage. Caulifla instinctively steps closer, as if her presence alone reigns in the energy, and in a way, it does. Whis studies the interaction with eerie calm. Fascinating. The aura responds to her, even more than to you, Goku. Kale clutches her chest, trembling. Because she was scared to lose him. Caulifla flinches. Kale. Beerus growls. Enough of this nonsense. I will end this instability myself. He raises his hand again. The air warps around his palm. Violet flames coil hungry, the signature of utter destruction. Caulifla moves instantly. She leaps in front of Goku, arms spread, fire blazing in her eyes. Try it. See what happens. Goku grabs her wrist, pulling her back. Caulifla!
No, she shouts, spinning to face him. I'm not letting him erase what this is. The word hangs between them, heavy, undeniable. Kale steps beside her, tears in her eyes but resolve in her stance. We won't let you take him. He's not from our universe, but he's ours now. Goku turns toward them, stunned, breath unsteady, as if their words carved something open inside him he had never dared to see. Beerus explodes with fury. You dare defy a god? The god's aura erupts, a solar flare of purple annihilation, but the moment he unleashes it, the silver-crimson aura around Goku roars to life. It shields Caulifla. It shields Kale. It pushes back against Beerus's divine energy with a resonant hum that shakes the boundaries of reality. Whis's eyes widen, not in fear, in revelation. He whispers, "This is no longer a mortal bond. This is a cosmic anomaly." The world trembles, and the gods have only begun to understand what stands before them. The air twists into a vortex of clashing forces, Beerus's destructive fury and Goku's impossible new resonance. The canyon floor fractures, deepening into spiraling trenches as shockwaves roll outward. Clouds split in the sky, torn apart by the collision of instinct and divine wrath. Whis braces his staff with both hands. This is unsustainable. The universe cannot withstand this clash. Beerus snarls, teeth bared, divine eyes glowing like twin eclipses. I will not tolerate a mortal bending reality with some cosmic infatuation. Caulifla's jaw drops. Hey, watch it! Kale trembles, but for once she doesn't retreat behind Caulifla. She steps forward, aura simmering softly. Stop yelling at her. Beerus rounds on her. You want a turn as well, you unstable brute? Goku's aura flares instantly, a silver-crimson pulse that cuts the god off mid-sentence. Whis moves between them, staff glowing bright. Lord Beerus, Goku, Kale, Caulifla, this conflict is escalating beyond meaning. Let me handle... But no one hears him, because at that exact moment, the silver-crimson glow around Goku expands, not violently, but decisively, like a sphere of instinct finally choosing its shape. Goku inhales sharply. The light syncs with his heartbeat, and something changes. The energy no longer flickers. It stabilizes. Beerus stops mid-charge, startled. Caulifla steps closer, breath catching. Kale watches with wide, fearful eyes. Whis lowers his staff, stunned. Goku's aura folds inward, becoming something neither explosive nor defensive. Something balanced. A perfect equilibrium of power, fueled not by rage or survival, but by connection. Caulifla's chest tightens. Guiding? Yeah. He hesitates. Like instinct, but shared. Kale gasps. Shared. Beerus growls. That is precisely the problem.
Goku's aura isn't destabilizing anymore, it's harmonizing. And Caulifla's aura, still raw, still golden, begins to rise in gentle pulses that match his rhythm. Not fusing, not merging, resonating. Beerus takes a step back, tail rigid. What in the void of Zeno's madness are they doing? Whis exerts a soft breath. This is a Saiyan phenomenon I've never witnessed. A psychic rhythm, a mutual, instinctual alignment. Caulifla flushes. So we're, what, in sync? Whis tilts his head. In a sense, but the implications are far more dangerous. Kale grips her chest. Because they're hearts? Whis nods. Yes, their emotional states are amplifying each other's ki. Goku flinches. Emotions? Caulifla's cheeks burn. Wait, hold on. Nobody said anything about... Her voice cuts off as Goku turns toward her, silver crimson light reflecting in his eyes. Caulifla, he says gently. When I fought you earlier, when I thought Beerus was going to hurt you, something inside me moved on its own. Her breath catches. She knows the truth. She felt it too. We're Saiyans. We're not supposed to feel like that. Goku nods slowly. I know. Kale looks between them, tears forming. So, you do care about her? Goku doesn't answer right away. Because he feels the weight of their eyes, Caulifla's fierce and trembling, Kale's wounded but brave, Beerus is furious, Whis is watchful. Finally, he exhales. I care, he admits, quietly. More than I thought. The canyon falls still. Even Beerus freezes. Caulifla's lips part, not with a smirk, not with a defiant grin, not with mocking bravado, with shock. Pure, silent shock. The admission strikes something deep inside her chest, a place she didn't know had been waiting for an answer. Kale closes her eyes, a tear slips free, not of pain, not entirely, but of relief and sorrow tangled together. Beerus snaps. This ends now! He raises his arm, summoning a torrent of destruction energy strong enough to erase the entire canyon. The air warps, cracking like shattered glass. Caulifla! Screams. Beerus! But before he can unleash it, Vados appears. Her staff taps the ground with a chime that freezes the universe itself. A serene voice cuts through every roar, every breath, every tremor. That will be quite enough, Lord Beerus. Warlords, stay out of this, Vados. I cannot. her eyes narrow with divine authority. "Your destruction will rupture the boundary between our universes." She turns calmly toward the mortals, and her gaze settles on Goku and Caulifla. "It is time," Vados says softly, "for all of you to learn the price of a bond that should never exist." A ripple of cosmic judgment spreads across the canyon. The world doesn't explode, it doesn't shatter, it holds its breath. Vados's arrival changes the air itself. The canyon stills, the winds halt, even the cracks in the earth stop widening, as though time is too afraid to continue without her permission. She stands between universes and gods with the ease of one who was ancient before destruction was ever invented.
Her staff glows with a muted cerulean pulse. Her presence is gentler, but heavier, as if she carries a truth no being should hear. Beerus snarls, "You dare interrupt?" Vados lifts a single finger. Silence. Even a god of destruction must obey that gesture. Whis floats beside her, tension hidden beneath a polite smile. "Sister, this situation is volatile." "Volatile," she echoes softly, her gaze shifting to Goku and Caulifla. Caulifla stiffens, shielding Kale instinctively. "We didn't ask for your cosmic judgment." "That," Vados replies, "is precisely the problem." Goku steps forward, voice calm but edged. "If you're here to punish them, don't. This is on me." Vados tilts her head. "Is it?" The question hangs like a blade. Goku falters. Caulifla's pulse spikes. Kale grips her arm tightly. Then, Vados walks forward, not floating, but stepping onto the cracked stone as if grounding herself to the mortal plane. Her eyes settle on Goku first. "Son Goku," she says, tone neither warm nor cold. "I warned you once. A mortal crossing universes for battle may be tolerated, but a mortal forming a resonance bond—" Goku stiffens. "I didn't know what it was." "No." Vados smiles slightly. "You felt what it was, and you came anyway." Caulifla snaps. "Hey, he didn't come here for—" Vados lifts her hand again. The ground stills. Caulifla's throat tightens. She cannot speak. Not out of fear, out of divine compulsion. Then, Vados turns her full attention to Caulifla. "And you," she says gently, "would defy gods, universes, and fate itself for him?" Silence. Even the wind feels ashamed to move. Caulifla's fists clench, her voice cracking as she forces the words out. "I won't let you take him from us." Vados blinks slowly, almost sympathetically. "Take him," she repeats. "Child, I cannot take what you have already lost." Caulifla freezes. Kale trembles beside her. What does that mean?" Goku steps forward, protective. "Vados, enough riddles. What's happening to us?" The angel studies him, and for a moment, Goku sees something like pity. "You think this resonance is a gift," she says softly. "You think it is power born from unity, or battle, or emotional gravity." She lowers her staff. A quiet chime rings out. The canyon flickers, just once, as if a curtain of reality has been lifted for a heartbeat. Through that flicker, Goku glimpses something impossible. Two key signatures intertwined like threads of a single flame, circling each other, anchored to each other, dependent. He gasps and steps back. Caulifla does the same, clutching her chest. What was that? It felt like... Vados nods. "Your fates." Beerus folds his arms, impatient. "Enough poetry! Explain!" And Vados breathes out slowly, an angel exhaling the weight of a cosmic truth. "The resonance you created is not merely emotional. It is not merely instinctual. It is corrective." Whis' eyes widen. "Corrective? Sister, you don't mean—" "I do," Vados replies quietly. She addresses Goku and Caulifla together.
"Your souls reached for each other to correct an imbalance neither of you consciously knew existed. Goku's heart sinks. What imbalance? Vados looks at him with a softness that feels like mourning. The imbalance of destiny. Cauliflower's breath catches. Destiny? Saiyans don't have destiny. Every being does, but rarely do they break it. She taps her staff once. The world hums. You too did. A silence settles so deep it feels like the universe is listening. Goku's eyes narrow. How? Vados takes a step closer, her voice lowering. When Goku first fought you, Cauliflower, your instinct shifted. When you chased his strength, your path altered. When he stayed to train you, your future changed. She looks at Goku. When you came back for her, you severed your own. Goku's blood runs cold. Cauliflower feels her knees weaken. What do you mean, severed? Vados lifts her staff again, and for a single heartbeat, the sky above them shows a vision. A battlefield Goku was meant to be on. A foe he was meant to confront. A timeline he was meant to follow. And it collapses. Goku breathes in sharply. I changed the future? You abandoned yours, Vados says softly, and in doing so, you altered hers. She gestures toward Cauliflower. Her destiny was to walk alone, fiercely, bravely, violently, shaping Universe 6 through force and rebellion. But the moment your souls resonated, she gained a tether. Cauliflower's voice breaks. A tether? You, Vados answers simply. Kale covers her mouth, tears spilling. Goku steps back in stunned disbelief. Cauliflower looks at him, not with confusion, not with anger, but with a raw, terrified vulnerability she has never allowed anyone to see. She whispers, You mean he became part of my fate? Vados heads her neck. No. She looks at Goku. You became part of each other's. The canyon trembles under the truth. Beerus looks horrified. Whis closes his eyes. Kale sobs silently. Cauliflower's chest tightens so sharply she feels she might break. Goku takes a slow, shaking breath. What happens now? Vados raises her staff. The trial begins. A circle of light erupts around them. The circle of light expands with a soft hum, yet the sound carries the weight of judgment. Each arc of radiance feels ancient, as if carved from the first laws ever spoken. Goku and Cauliflower stand at its center, silhouettes suspended against the glow, unable to move, not imprisoned, but held in place by something deeper than force. Kale clings to the outer edge, her fingers trembling against a barrier she cannot cross. Cauliflower! Goku! Don't let them take everything! Vados turns to her with a softness that nearly breaks the girl. Kale, you cannot enter. This is a matter of fate, not strength. Cauliflower slams her palm against the unseen wall. To hell with fate! I decide mine!
But even her fire softens when she looks at Goku beside her, calm, steady, breathing through the storm like he has since he was a child with a tail and impossible instinct. He looks at her, not as a rival or a student or a cosmic anomaly, but as someone he can no longer step away from. What does this trial mean? He asks Vados quietly. Vados lowers her staff and the light shifts. Above them, the sky ripples, forming a mirror of swirling stars, a cosmic lens revealing the truth beneath truths. The angel's language vibrates through the canyon, a sound mortals were never meant to hear. Whis watches, brows drawn. Sister, are you certain this is necessary? It is, she answers. 2 universes cannot be rewritten by the will of 2 mortals. Caulifla snarls. We didn't rewrite anything. Oh, but you did, Vados says gently. Your bond has created a path, a splinter in destiny large enough to force the cosmos to respond. Goku frowns. A splinter? The mirror shifts. First it shows Universe 7, fractured in places, flickering with futures that no longer align. Battles Goku should have fought, enemies he should have faced, students he was meant to guide.
all drifting unanchored like pieces of a puzzle missing its center. Then it turns to Universe 6, its future thread winding toward a single point. Caulifla standing at the edge of a war that was meant to shape her legend, alone, fierce, unbroken, until Goku's presence bends her path away from cruelty and toward something warmer, softer, more dangerous. Caulifla stares at the reflection, breath shaking. I was supposed to fight that war? Lead it, Vados corrects, and survive it only through solitude. Caulifla laughs bitterly. Yeah? Well, I'm not alone anymore. Those words hit harder than any blow. Beerus folds his arms. Touching. Irrelevant. What's the verdict? The trial, Vados answers, is not about punishment. A relief washes through Kale, but Vados continues. It is about restoration. Goku's gut twists. Restoration? How? Vados gestures, and the mirror fractures into two spirals of light. One path, she says, pointing to the left, restores the original destinies. Goku returns to Universe 7 and remains. Caulifla returns to her path. The resonance fades. Balance is restored. Caulifla's jaw tightens. What's the second path? Vados meets her gaze. The resonance bond continues. For a moment, even the air refuses to breathe. Goku feels his heartbeat skip, not in fear, but in recognition. And the cost? He asks quietly. The angel's eyes shimmer with something like sorrow. A merging of destinies. Caulifla's eyes widen. Merging? As in, your fates, she says, would no longer belong solely to your universes. You would affect each other's lives, growth, battles, choices, forever. Your triumphs and your suffering will ripple across both realms. Kale grips the barrier so hard blood appears on her fingertips. If they take that path, what happens?
Whis answers for his sister. 2 universes will bend to them. Beerus explodes. Unacceptable! Vados does not look away. And yet, now inevitable, unless they choose the first path. Caulifla's breath shakes. If we choose the second, is that forbidden? Vados exhales, a sound like a temple collapsing. Forbidden. She closes her eyes. Not forbidden. Her next words fall like stars dying. Fatal. Goku stiffens. Fatal? For your universes, Whis clarifies, voice tinted with dread. Not immediate destruction, but a slow unraveling, a warping of fate that would eventually call for Zeno's judgment. Caulifla presses her hand to her chest. Because of us? Because your connection is rewriting the laws meant to keep the realms apart. You two were never meant to meet a second time, let alone resonate. The mirror flickers again, showing the silver-crimson aura around Goku spiraling into something vast and shapeless, swallowing stars. Caulifla's eyes burn with tears she refuses to shed. So, what do we do? Vados lifts her staff. You choose. The light splits between them. 2 paths, 2 destinies, 2 universes waiting in silence. One restores the balance, the other destroys it. Goku looks at Caulifla. Caulifla looks at him. Kale trembles behind the barrier, hands pressed to the wall as if prayer might shift destiny. The canyon is quiet. The universes wait. And Goku's voice breaks the silence. Caulifla, do you want me to go? Her answer is a whisper that shakes them both. No. The word no hangs between them like a flame refusing to die. It isn't loud. It isn't defiant. It isn't dramatic. It's raw. A sound pulled straight from the center of Caulifla's chest, a place she never lets anyone touch, a place she barely touches herself. Goku turns toward her fully, eyes softening in a way that could break entire worlds. The silver-crimson glow around him responds, pulsing faintly, like his heartbeat echoes hers. Caulifla, you know what that means. She swallows hard. Her voice shakes, but her spine holds straight as a blade. I don't care. You should, Whis warns gently. This is not a matter of pride. It is the fabric of two universes. Caulifla snaps at him. I don't care about the fabric of anything. I care about him. Goku's breath trembles, not with fear, but with the weight of a truth he wasn't ready to face. Vados steps closer, her expression unreadable. Your desires do not outweigh creation itself. If you choose the second path, your bond will deepen until both of your destinies become one thread. Neither universe will remain untouched. Caulifla steps directly toward the angel, eyes blazing with fire that even gods can't dim. Then let them change. The ground quakes at her shout, not because of rage, but because her key answers her heart for the first time. A golden spark bursts around her shoulders, fiery and alive. Goku's aura pulses back. Beerus snarls, I will not allow mortals to remake cosmic law.
Vados lifts a hand, halting him with effortless calm. This is not your decision to make, Lord Beerus. Their bond has already begun. It cannot be erased, only guided or severed. Kale presses her forehead against the barrier, tears streaking her cheeks. Caulifla, please, think. I am thinking, Caulifla says softly, turning her head just enough to meet Kale's teary eyes. For once, I'm thinking about what I'd lose if he walked away. Kale's breath collapses. And me? Caulifla steps back toward her, hand pressed desperately to the barrier. You won't lose me, ever. But if he leaves? Her voice breaks. I don't know if I'll ever feel whole again. Kale cries harder, but she knows, because she has always known. Goku is quiet, too quiet, staring down at his own hands as if the choice burns through them. Caulifla, he says finally, voice trembling with honesty, if I stay, your fate won't be yours anymore, and mine won't be mine. She steps closer, then closer, until the universe seems to shrink around the two of them. I don't want my fate alone, she whispers. I want this, whatever this is. Goku closes his eyes, the glow around him fluttering like breath against flame. Vados raises her staff, voice steady. Then before you choose, you must understand the full cost, not for your universes, but for yourselves. She taps the staff once. The mirror in the sky shifts again. Now it shows them, their futures, or rather the fork where their futures diverge. Path 1, separation. Goku returns to Universe 7. Caulifla becomes the legend she was meant to be, fierce, solitary, a storm no one could tame. Goku continues his path toward higher instinct, mastering a calm untouched by mortal desire. They grow powerful, but they grow apart, and something in each of them stays unfinished. Path 2, resonance. Their key remains tethered, their instincts intertwine, their battles shape each other, their growth becomes shared, but so do their wounds, their limitations, their risks. Whis narrates the second path softly. Your strengths will amplify each other, but so will your flaws. Your bond will be a rising tide, and tides drown as easily as they lift. Vados finishes the truth. The more you let each other in, the more vulnerable you become. Caulifla stares at the images, hands shaking. But we'll still be together. Forever, Vados confirms, in triumph or in ruin. Goku feels the weight of that word settle into his bones. Forever. He looks at Caulifla, truly looks, and sees every reckless choice, every spark of pride, every stubborn refusal to bow. But he also sees the girl who stayed by Kale through every storm, the fighter who broke limits because she refused to be small, the soul that burned too brightly to ever dim. And he realizes something he never said aloud, even to himself. He doesn't want to walk away. Not anymore. Caulifla lifts her chin.
Whatever happens after, we'll face it. Together. Goku's throat tightens. You're sure?
She nods once. Not dramatic, not loud, just certain. Yes. The word is a vow. The universe trembles. Whis whispers, "Sister, they have chosen." Vados closes her eyes, not in anger, in resignation. So be it. The circle of light shrinks, the canyon dims. The fate of two universes folds inward like the inhale before creation, and the silver-crimson aura erupts around Goku and Caulifla, binding them in a ring of raw, unfiltered instinct. Outside the barrier, Kale screams their names. Inside it, Goku whispers, barely audible, "I'm staying." The universe changes. The moment Goku says, "I'm staying," the canyon seems to exhale, not in relief, but in awe. The silver-crimson aura wraps around him and Caulifla in a slow spiral, like two flames leaning toward each other after lifetimes spent burning alone. Vados doesn't speak, Whis doesn't breathe. Beerus stares in a fury so sharp it borders on fear. Kale sobs at the barrier, unable to decide if she's witnessing salvation or doom. Inside the circle, Caulifla stands frozen, not frightened, not shaking, just overwhelmed. Her voice barely escapes. You're really choosing this? Me? Us? Goku steps toward her, and the circle tightens, responding to their proximity. His aura flickers, stabilizing around Caulifla's presence like it belongs there. This isn't just my choice anymore. It hasn't been since the first time we fought. Her breath catches, her heart slamming against her ribs. She's been chased, challenged, feared, worshipped, but never chosen. Never like this. Never by someone who could stand toe-to-toe with gods. "Goku," she breaks, I don't know what to do with that." "You don't have to," he murmurs. "Just don't let go." She doesn't. She takes his hand, fingertips trembling, gripping like someone who has survived too much alone, and the entire circle ignites. A hum builds in the earth. Energy coils between their palms. Reality bends so sharply that even Beerus staggers back from the shockwave. Vados' eyes widen. The tether is strengthening. Whis whispers, "They are synchronizing." Beerus growls, "They are mutating." But Caulifla doesn't hear them. Neither does Goku, because for the first time, the resonance isn't overwhelming him or destabilizing her. It's clarifying them. Their ki blends not like fusion, no merging, no loss of identity, but like harmony. Two distinct notes vibrating at the same frequency, creating a force neither of their worlds had a name for. Caulifla feels his strength coursing along her veins. Goku feels her fire tightening his focus. Two instincts, two wills, one rhythm. The circle surges. Kale collapses to her knees outside the barrier, reaching out desperately. "Caulifla, Goku, don't disappear!" The barrier brightens, too intense to look at directly. The fabric of space ripples as Vados lifts her staff again.
"This is your last chance," she warns, voice sharpened by emotion angels aren't meant to show. "If you continue, there is no undoing what comes next." Caulifla's hand tightens around Goku's fingers. "We already made our choice." Vados' eyes soften, briefly, painfully, then let the cosmos bear witness. She raises her staff higher, the light contracts, the circle shrinks, the world bends inward, folding the two Saiyans into a sphere of pure energy. Goku and Caulifla don't move, they don't flinch, they lean into it, together. The sphere bursts. A shockwave tears across the canyon, flattening ridges, scattering stones like petals in a storm. Kale is thrown backward, caught by Whis before she can hit the rocks. Beerus shields his face, tail whipping violently behind him. When the light fades, the canyon is quiet. Dust falls like snow. In the center of the devastation stand Goku and Caulifla, but something is different. Not their bodies, not their forms. Something deeper. Their auras overlap like eclipsed light, shimmering in waves of gold, red, silver, and fire. When Caulifla breathes, Goku's aura shivers. When Goku steps forward, Caulifla's ki rises in perfect sync. They are separate, but inseparable. Vados lowers her staff, voice hollow with awe.
It is done. Beerus trembles with rage. You fools! Do you understand what you've unleashed? We do, Goku says quietly. Caulifla smirks, brushing her thumb across Goku's hand before letting go. Yeah, we unleashed us. Kale rushes toward them, the barrier gone, and crashes into Caulifla with a sob. Caulifla holds her fiercely, whispering something Goku doesn't catch but feels anyway, like an echo inside his own chest. Vados steps forward, her expression unreadable. Your destinies are now shared, not permanently merged, but bound. Your choices will ripple between universes. Your power will influence each other's. If one grows unstable, the other will feel it. Caulifla smirks. So we train together. Goku nods. We get stronger together. Beerus snarls. You'll destroy everything together. Whis finally intervenes, resting a hand on Beerus's shoulder. Lord Beerus, perhaps destruction is not the only possible outcome. Beerus turns. What are you saying? Whis glances at Goku, and Goku feels something shift in the angel's expression, a quiet hope, a dangerous curiosity. I am saying, Whis murmurs, that this resonance may not be a flaw, but an evolution. Vados surprises even Whis by agreeing. Perhaps, or a catastrophe. Only time will reveal which. Caulifla cracks her knuckles. Then let time bring it on. She looks at Goku, and Goku looks at her, not as rivals, not as forbidden anomalies, as something becoming real. Vados lifts her staff one last time, then the trial is complete. The choice has been made. The sky ripples open, not in judgment, but in transition. The sky does not crack this time. It unfolds.
As if the heavens themselves are trying to understand what now walks beneath them. The wind moves differently around Goku and Caulifla, catching at the edges of their auras, pulling them together like threads drawn into the same weave. Light bends subtly, shadows shift. The very air seems to vibrate with a slow rhythmic pulse that does not belong to any single heart. Kale feels it first, a warmth in her chest, something that wasn't hers, but touched her all the same. Caulifla, she murmurs, clutching her sister's arm. Your key, it feels different. Caulifla turns, her new aura rising behind her like a crimson sun streaked with silver veins. She isn't glowing, not exactly, but she radiates. Every breath she takes moves the ground. Every heartbeat echoes against the canyon walls. It's not just mine anymore, she admits quietly. Then softer. It's ours. Goku steps beside her, and the pull strengthens. His aura ripples outward in a faint shimmer, and Caulifla's flares in perfect response. A quiet resonance, a harmony forged by choice, not accident. Beerus hovers above them, arms crossed, tail snapping behind him like a warning flag. I should destroy you both. Whis finally speaks again, his tone measured. But you will not. Beerus whirls. And why not? This bond is a violation of universal law. Whis inclines his head. Perhaps, or perhaps it is a phenomenon we have not yet learned to interpret. Caulifla smirks. Translation, you're scared of what we might become. Beerus snarls. Silence, girl. Goku steps forward before Caulifla can retort. Beerus, I'm not challenging you. I'm not trying to overthrow anything. His gaze drifts to Caulifla, and something in him softens. Needed to follow the path that felt right. Beerus growls. Your path jeopardizes two universes. Maybe, Goku admits, or maybe it'll save them. A dangerous silence settles. Even Whis regards Goku more carefully. Vados' staff glows softly as she steps forward. This new tether, it is not stable. It may strengthen you, or destroy you. Caulifla cracks her knuckles, sharp grin rising. Then we master it. Goku nods. Yeah, that's what Saiyans do. Kale steps closer, timid but determined. But what is it? What does it mean? Are you two fused, connected, bonded, linked? It's not fusion, Vados answers. Not in body, nor entirely in spirit. It is instinct, Whis continues. Two instincts no longer operating in isolation. Beerus cuts in sharply. Explain it in simple terms. Whis folds his hands behind his back. Very well. He looks at Goku. His instinct seeks harmony. He looks at Caulifla. Hers seeks intensity. Then he gestures to the two of them together. And now, they feed each other. Caulifla blinks. Feed. Goku rubs his neck, like training together all the time.
Whis smiles faintly. In a sense, your emotions, your struggles, your fear, your pride, each will influence the other's power. When one grows, so does the other. Kale stares at them. Like your hearts are talking. Caulifla freezes. So does Goku. Because Kale is right. They feel each other now, faintly, like echoes carried on the tide. A flicker of emotion, a shift in focus, a resonance in the soul. Not overwhelming, not intrusive, just present. Silent confirmation that they have stepped off their own destinies and onto one shared path. Beerus's fury spikes again. This is madness! You've created a multiversal feedback loop! Vados turns her head slightly. We did not create it. They did. Because you let them! Beerus snaps. Whis shakes his head. This bond formed the moment they clashed with equal will and unguarded spirit. It was destined the moment they refused to walk separate paths. Caulifla looks at Goku, words barely whispering from her lips. This happened because we didn't hold back. Goku meets her gaze with a small, steady smile. We never do. The silver-crimson aura pulses again, not violently, but in acknowledgement. This time it feels like breath. Beerus snarls and turns away, tail lashing furiously. I swear if this destroys my universe. It won't, Goku says softly. I will What? Beerus snaps. How can you possibly know that? Goku's eyes narrow, shimmering faintly with silver. Because I'll protect both. Beerus stares at him, truly seeing him, and for the first time, a flicker of uncertainty crosses the god's face. Caulifla takes a step forward, chin lifted. And if he protects his universe, I'll protect mine. Their auras intertwine gently, forming a single rising flame. Whis and Vados exchange a glance, one made not of fear, but of calculation, possibility, hope. Beerus mutters under his breath, Saiyans, always rewriting the rules. Goku exhales. The resonance softens, the tension fades. Caulifla's fire settles beside his calm. The canyon lies silent, watching two universes breathe through two warriors standing side by side.
Caulifla's voice wavers. What is that? Whis' tone drops, uncharacteristically grave. Something that should not exist anymore. Vados completes the sentence. A remnant. Caulifla narrows her eyes. A remnant of what? Beerus answers, and even his voice shakes. Of a timeline erased. The tear pulses, and something begins to step through. Not a god, not a mortal, not a creature. A figure made of broken ki, fragments of timelines, shards of battles, echoes of warriors who no longer exist, a silhouette wearing millions of possible forms at once, each flickering, each dying as soon as it appears. It speaks without a mouth, without sound. Fate has shifted. Universes have bent. A bond forbidden is now written. Goku steps forward, aura shimmering with instinctive defiance. If you're here to threaten Universe 6 or 7, you won't get past us. The remnant tilts its fractal head. Past you? You misunderstand. I was born because of you. Caulifla's stomach twists. What the hell does that mean? The presence ripples. revealing flashes of collapsing futures behind it, echoes of choices never made, lives never lived, destinies severed by the resonance that now binds the two Saiyans. When you broke your destinies, something had to catch the pieces. It steps fully into their world. Reality flinches. Kale retreats behind Caulifla, trembling, but Caulifla pushes her gently back. "I'll handle this," she murmurs. Goku takes a stance beside her, their aura blending naturally, effortlessly, as if they have fought like this for centuries. Beerus raises a hand, powering up a destruction sphere. "I can erase it." Whis snaps. "No! If you erase a remnant, you risk erasing the timelines it connects to." Vados echoes him softly. "Destruction would tear multiple realities." Beerus lowers his hand, seething. "Fine, then those two deal with it. They created this mess." Caulifla cracks her neck. "We didn't create it, we earned it." Goku smiles faintly. "Let's protect what we changed." The remnant bends forward, ki swelling into a storm of splintered light. "If you will not surrender the bond, then you must prove its worth." Goku tightens his fists. "We've been proving ourselves our whole lives." Caulifla grins wildly. "Let's show this thing why destiny was too scared to handle us." Their combined aura explodes. Silver, scarlet, gold, crimson. It spirals upward, forming a vortex that reaches the tear itself, stabilizing it, forcing it to remain open, binding them to the trial that now waits. The remnant moves first. One moment it stands still, the next it is everywhere. A flicker of blue like a Saiyan from another timeline, a lens of red like a god of destruction's forgotten blow, a swipe of white like an angel's lost instinct. Every strike carries the weight of a future that never happened, or will never happen now that Goku and Caulifla stand together. Goku intercepts the first blow, blocking with an arm that shivers from the force. Caulifla meets the second, her aura flaring violently, teeth gritted as she snarls, "You hit like a broken ghost." The remnant shifts, whispering, "And you fight like a future that should not be."
Its attacks multiply, 10, 30, 100 simultaneous echoes. Goku's instincts sharpen, Ultra Instinct flickering through him in flashes, not constant, but reactive, governed now by Caulifla's fire pushing against his calm. Caulifla feels every motion he makes, like a ripple passing through her bones. She responds instantly, every counter fueled by his precision, every strike sharpened by her ferocity. Their bodies separate, but their instincts fight as one. Left. Spin. Counter. Guard. Shatter the echo. Redirect the timeline. Break the impossible. Their synergy warps the air. Even the angels stare. Whis whispers, their resonance is stabilizing under combat. Vados adds, their instincts have aligned. Beerus watches, horrified. Saiyans are not supposed to evolve like this. Inside the storm, Caulifla and Goku pivot back to back, ki blasting outward in a perfect spiral that clears the echoes for a single breath. That breath is all Caulifla needs. "That thing," she pants, "it's not just a remnant, it's angry." Goku nods, sweat dripping. "Because we broke something. Something big." Caulifla grins despite the danger. "Then we break it again." The remnant reforms in front of them, 1,000 faces flickering across its body. "Prove your bond, or vanish with the futures you stole." Goku's aura sharpens like a blade. Caulifla's aura ignites like a wildfire. They step forward together. The canyon erupts. The universes watch. And the remnant prepares to judge their love, their power, their defiance, everything that brought them together in this forbidden moment. The remnant does not roar, or howl, or crack the earth with its power. It simply moves, and the world reacts in terror. Every step it takes twists the air, as if time is trying to flee its presence. Glimpses of impossible futures ripple off its limbs, universes burning, universes blooming. Battles that never happened, but somehow still ache inside the bones of reality. Caulifla shudders. Goku steadies her with a hand on her shoulder. The touch sends a spark through both of them. Not warmth, not comfort, synchronization. Their breaths align. Their ki align. Their instincts bleed into each other like mirrors melting together. The remnant reacts instantly. A shared pulse, a merged rhythm, a heresy. It lunges. This time, it doesn't split into echoes. This time, it becomes a single blow, so precise, so absolute. It feels like the punch of a destiny trying to repair itself. Goku meets it head-on, fist crackling with silver fire. Caulifla slips under the strike, twisting with a crimson flare to counter. Their combined hit lands, but the remnant catches both fists effortlessly. The canyon floor collapses beneath their feet, a crater exploding outward in a ring of shattered stone. Caulifla snarls, "Let go!" The remnant doesn't. It leans in, whispering through fractured ki, "You are rewriting a universe that never consented." Goku grits his teeth, muscles trembling against the force. "We made a choice."
And choice, the remnant hisses, has consequences. It throws them both back. Not simply physically, it throws them through a wave of collapsed possibilities. Their vision shatters into fragments of futures. Goku alone in Universe 7, older, quieter, fading. Caulifla conquering Universe 6, but hollow, her fire dimming without anyone to match it. Kale's descent into despair without Caulifla's anchor. Beerus fighting a war meant for Goku. Champa falling in a battle meant for Caulifla. Thousands of paths swirl like shards of broken glass. Caulifla screams, clutching her head. Goku almost collapses. Kale calls out in terror, pounding her fists into the dissolving ground. "Stop hurting them! Stop!" Vados steps forward, staff trembling. This trial is not physical. It is attacking their unmade futures. Whis' expression darkens. Their bond is being judged by destiny itself. Beerus snarls, "Then destiny can be destroyed!" Whis shakes his head sharply. "No! Interference could collapse both universes!" Caulifla falls to one knee, breath ragged. I can't see straight!" Goku drops beside her, gripping her arm. The resonance flares, chaotic at first, then painfully bright as they stabilize together. Her mind clears, his vision steadies. Together, the fragments stop spinning. Together, they push back. The remnant recoils. "Impossible! You synchronize under temporal assault!" Caulifla wipes blood from her nose. "We sink under anything." Goku grins, exhausted but fierce. "Guess that's your answer." The remnant tilts its head. Then the final measure. It dissolves, not into pieces, but into threads, weaving around them, dragging them into a realm of pure instinct. The canyon vanishes. The sky vanishes. Even their bodies vanish. They stand in a void of flowing ki, white, red, silver, gold, all churning like the ocean of creation itself. Goku looks down. He has no body, but he has presence, instinct, spirit, will. Caulifla stands beside him, her essence blazing bright. "Where are we?" Goku says, feeling it instinctively. "A place beyond form, a place where only truth exists." A voice rises around them, everywhere and nowhere. "Show me your truth." Light erupts. Not around them, between them. Memories burst open. Goku's endless hunger to grow stronger, but also his fear of outgrowing everyone he loves. Caulifla's lifelong battle to be more than her origins, but also her terror of being abandoned if she ever lets down her guard. Goku sees her fear. Caulifla sees his loneliness. Both flinch, because seeing someone's deepest truth feels like standing naked in a storm with no armor left. Caulifla whispers, You were this alone?" Goku's voice trembles. "You were this scared?" They reach for each other. Not out of desire, not out of instinct, out of recognition. The moment their essence touches, the entire void explodes with energy. The remnant reels back in shock.
Shared truth without collapse? Shared weakness without denial?
The light intensifies, engulfing Goku and Caulifla in a cyclone of unity. Their voices overlap, not speaking the same words but breathing the same intent. We're not half. We're not broken. We're not mistakes. Together, we're complete. The void shatters, reality slams back into place. The canyon reforms. Their bodies return, standing in the same stance, same breath, same heartbeat. Their combined aura erupts higher than ever before, a column of silver and crimson flame piercing the sky. The remnant staggers backward, flickering violently. Your bond defies correction. Its form destabilizes, fractures spread across its limbs. It looks at them not with hatred now, but with fear. You are rewriting fate. Goku lifts his head. Caulifla steps forward beside him, and together they speak. We're rewriting our own. The remnant lunges, its fractured form tearing through the air like a storm made of broken destinies. Every movement distorts reality, warping the ground beneath it, bending the sky above it, as if the universe itself is begging the creature not to exist. Goku and Caulifla stand side by side, their auras blazing as one, silver wrapped in crimson, fire braided with calm, instinct fused with rebellion. Not one key, not fusion, not godhood. A harmony born only from choice. The remnant strikes. They move. Not in unison, in synchrony, like two answers to the same question. Goku angles upward, fists glowing with white-silver heat, slipping through the monster's strikes with near-instinctive ease. Caulifla slides beneath him, blasting forward with a spiral of crimson-gold ki that rips through one of the remnant's flickering limbs. Its voice fractures into 1,000 tones. Two wills, one motion. Two souls, one path. It attacks again, faster this time, a blur of collapsing timelines and erased outcomes. Goku and Caulifla counter each strike with devastating precision, their instincts reading each other with impossible clarity. Caulifla moves without thinking because she feels what Goku feels. Goku adapts without hesitation because her fire fills the gaps in his calm. They strike. A combined blow, silver and crimson, soft and violent, perfectly balanced. The remnant is thrown back, its form cracking like shattered glass. It reforms but slower now, weaker, uncertain. You bend fate without fear? Caulifla spits blood and grins like a wolf. Fear is for people who don't have anything to fight for. Goku wipes his mouth, eyes glinting with silver fire. We've got everything to fight for. And each other. Caulifla adds, voice low but steady. The remnant recoils, as if the words themselves wound it more deeply than ki ever could. Connection is catastrophe. Goku shakes his head. No, Caulifla agrees. Connection is strength. The resonance ignites again, brighter, hotter, more synchronized than before. It surges around their arms, their shoulders, their bodies, weaving them together in a way no technique ever could. They don't speak. They only breathe. And the universe listens. The remnant screams, its body unraveling into a tempest of collapsing timelines. It unleashes its full force, a cosmic riptide of all futures denied, all destinies shattered, all paths that should have been. Whis steps back. Vados raises a shield. Beerus freezes, expression dead serious for the first time. Kale covers her ears, sobbing. Please be okay. The storm hits. Goku and Caulifla vanish within the explosion of impossibility. The sky splits, the ground fractures, time flickers. The remnant pushes everything it has, every erased history, every abandoned destiny into the attack. Because if they survive this, their existence will rewrite fate itself. Inside the storm, Caulifla's vision blurs. Goku! He grabs her hand. The resonance shatters the fear. It shatters the doubt.
His voice cuts through the void. Caulifla, with me. She tightens her grip. Always. They pull each other forward. Their auras coil around their bodies like twin spirals, one calm and radiant, the other wild and burning. The spirals intertwine, spinning faster, brighter, hotter, until the remnant storm can no longer consume them. Goku roars, "Ha!" Caulifla roars back, "Let's break this thing!" Their combined power explodes outward. The storm folds, the void collapses, the remnant's scream becomes a distant echo. The canyon reappears. And then, a beam of silver-crimson light erupts, ripping through the sky and spearing the remnant with enough force to shatter galaxies. Its form convulses, breaking into shards of timelines that twist helplessly before blinking out of existence. It whispers, softer, smaller now. Two souls, choosing each other, against all fate. It reaches for them with a trembling fragment of its hand. Is this freedom? Goku lowers his fist, breath shaking. Caulifla takes a step forward, eyes softening. Yes, she says. This is freedom. The remnant's light dims. Then I accept. And with that, it disintegrates into a gentle rain of shimmering particles, falling across the canyon like stardusts returning to the cosmos. Silence. Not dead silence. Soft silence. Honest. Earned. Goku drops to one knee, exhausted. Caulifla falls beside him, catching herself with a trembling laugh. Kale runs to them, crashing into Caulifla's arms, sobbing into her shoulder. "You're alive! You're alive!" Goku smiles at her warmly, then looks up at the angels. Whis is speechless, a rare thing. Vados' expression is unreadable, almost reverent. Beerus stares at them as if witnessing a phenomenon that defies everything he understands, because he is. Caulifla leans against Goku's shoulder, catching her breath. We did it. Goku nods softly. Yeah. Their hands brush. The resonance hums gently. Soft, warm, steady. Not dangerous, not chaotic, not destructive. Alive. Vados finally speaks, voice quiet. The trial is complete. Whis adds, and the bond endures. Beerus glares. This changes nothing.
Vados corrects him gently. It changes everything. The canyon glows with the last falling particles of the remnant. Two universes breathe together through two Saiyans who refuse to let destiny decide for them. And above them, the sky shines quietly, as if witnessing a legend still being written. The last fragments of the remnant fade into the sky, carried upward like sparks drifting from a dying fire. They shimmer briefly, then vanish, not erased, but released. The air settles with a softness rare in any universe, the kind of quiet that follows revelation rather than victory. Goku rises slowly, dust clinging to his torn gi, breath steadying. Caulifla pushes herself upright beside him, one arm still wrapped around Kale, the other bracing against the ground she nearly died defending. They stand, not as anomalies, not as interlopers of destiny, as warriors who have paid the price the cosmos demanded. Vados lowers her staff, the glow fading. It is done. The remnant has accepted its dissolution. The rift has closed. Reality is stable again. Whis nods, adjusting his halo staff with a contemplative expression. A most unexpected outcome. I feared the trial would shatter them. Beerus scoffs with a disbelief that fails to hide the trembling in his tail. They should have shattered. That thing wielded the weight of timelines. You two should be dust. Caulifla wipes blood from her lip with the back of her hand, grinning at Beerus like someone who refuses to die on command. Guess we're harder to kill when we're together. Goku chuckles softly, rubbing the back of his head. Yeah, something like that. But Whis is not finished. Your resonance stabilized under duress instead of fracturing. Remarkable. It seems your bond matured during the trial. Caulifla cuts in. Bond, tether, resonance. Call it what you want. We made a choice, that's all. Vados tilts her head, studying the faint glow still shimmering around their hands when they're near each other. A choice, yes, but also a phenomenon neither of your universes have ever seen. Two instincts, navigating existence as one. If you are to continue, you must understand its implications. Goku straightens, seriousness settling into him. We're listening. Vados gestures, and the air ripples. Not opening a portal, not revealing visions, just reminding them of the space between universes that now quietly hums in connection with their key. Your fates are no longer singular threads. They run side by side. What happens to one will echo in the other. Caulifla smirks. So if he slacks off, I get weaker? That's what you're saying? Goku laughs sharply. Wouldn't dream of it. But Vados is not finished. And if one of you falls out of balance, or falls in battle, the other will feel the consequences. Physically, spiritually, cosmically. The smile fades from Caulifla's face. Goku's expression tightens. Kale's grip on Caulifla's arm turns desperate. Then you two have to stay safe. You can't fight like before.
Caulifla touches Kale's cheek gently. Hey, since when do I not come back? Even when I'm stupid? Goku nods, placing a hand on Kale's shoulder. We're not alone anymore. That makes us stronger. Whis watches the three of them with a surprisingly soft gaze. Stronger, yes, but forever entangled. Vados steps closer, her voice lowering. This bond is not a danger, yet, but it is not complete. Caulifla tenses. What does that mean? It means, Vados answers, your resonance has only ignited. It has not fully awakened. Goku's brows lift. Awakened? How? Whis turns to him. In time, Son Goku, when your spirits grow in unison, when your instincts accept each other entirely, when your hearts no longer move in parallel. Vados finishes, but as a single rhythm. Caulifla's breath catches. You mean it gets stronger? Yes. And more dangerous? Also yes. The canyon holds its breath as the meaning sinks in. Goku looks toward Caulifla, not startled, not afraid, resolute. Then we'll train, he says simply. She meets his gaze with equal fire. We'll master it. Beerus groans dramatically. I cannot believe I'm hearing this. Two universes on the brink of collapse, and your answer is to train? Goku grins. It usually works. Caulifla elbows him. It always works. Kale laughs through tears. Whis brushes a thumb across his staff. They are Saiyans, Lord Beerus. Expecting subtlety from them is the true madness. Even Vados smiles. For now, she says softly, your bond is stable. It will not endanger the universes unless you push it beyond its limits prematurely. You must grow, but with caution. Caulifla scoffs. Caution's not really my thing. Goku gives a playful shrug. We'll figure it out. Vados' voice lowers. I believe you will. For the first time since her arrival, she looks not like a judge, but like a witness to something new being born. Something even angels cannot predict. The sky above begins to close its wounds, clouds drifting back into place, the universe mending itself around the aftermath of the trial. Whis gestures upward, forming a gentle portal of pearlescent light. It is time, he says. Goku hesitates. Time for what? To begin with you have chosen, Whis answers. Your universes remain separate, but your path, your story, is now shared. Caulifla steps beside Goku, close enough for their auras to brush, humming softly in recognition. Goku smiles, not his usual carefree grin, but something quieter, deeper. Guess that makes his partners. Caulifla smirks. Guess so. She bumps her shoulder against his, and the resonance glows, bright, warm, alive. Whis watches them step forward. Vados watches the sky shift in response. Beerus mutters curses about Saiyans and headaches. Kale wraps her arms around Caulifla and refuses to let go. Two universes breathe together. Two spirits walk forward. Two destinies merge into one rhythm. And the stars above shimmer as if engraving the memory into the fabric of existence. A forbidden bond, a chosen path, a new legend beginning. The wind carries the final whisper. The stars burn quietly, as if remembering his will.